Mainman back at it. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. All right, boys and girls. It's time to get into this Klitschko and Tyson Fury fight. A heavyweight fight, man. We on the horizon of that big time fight, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, man, this should be good. I'm entertained like shit watching this build up, man, and watching this fight. We got Wladimir Klitschko, the champion of champions at the heavyweight division, 64 and 353 knockouts versus the up and coming big mouth big man Tyson Fury, 24 and 0. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight should be very significant for the heavyweight division. This fight is going to be very, very significant. Actually, it's going to see who's really going to be the king of the heavyweights because it's starting to form up who are some of the top guys, and a lot of people believe that those so-called alleged top guys like Deontay Wilder and it's been staring clear of a lot of the top talent as well as Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's been claiming he's been trying to get fights with bigger names like David Haye, in which Haye did back out 2 times allegedly due to injury. No one can figure that shit out. And that's funny as shit because now he on the sidelines squawking at Tyson Fury and shit, trying to hopefully, if Fury does beat Klitschko, trying to be first in line for a fight. But it's clearly that Fury's people already came out and like, fuck David Haye. You know what I mean? He's going to have to get a belt. He's going to have to become our mandatory. It's the only way we'll give him another chance. He burned Fury twice at the altar, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, I don't blame him for that shit. But however, this fight, man, this is the biggest fight of Tyson Fury's career, without a doubt. His young career at 24-0. This dude, man, this big dude, I'm going to tell you, I don't care what nobody say about this motherfucker, man. It's entertaining as fuck to see him box, and it's entertaining as fuck to see him build a fight, man. He's doing a fantastic job at selling his fight because Wladimir Klitschko was born as shit. He's the I must break you type of guy. And, fucking Tyson Fury, he's a more exciting, trying to do the mind games, the tricks and shit, man. This shit is entertaining as shit, man. I got to admit. But I got to, there was one thing that Tyson Fury said that really stood out to me, though, about all this shit that he do. The antics, everything. He said, man, during the time when the press conference that occurred in London, in which he was dressed as Batman, looking like a big goofy ass Batman and shit. You know what I'm saying? When he did that, he was covering up for the fact that he was sick, and he hadn't been in the gym in like 12 days at that point. But however, he was happy that Klitschko really announced the postponement of the fight and said when he suffered a calf injury. He was happy over that shit. And he did those antics and he turned up the juice just to cover up and deflect from the fact that what he was really truly doing. And that's big to me. So the bigger the antic, the bigger the distraction, is you covering up for something else. And what the fuck are you covering up for? He said at that time he had the flu. He was bedridden for weeks. He was bedridden and he couldn't get in training. Crazy, right? Now, though I must admit, it's very entertaining, though, to see Tyson Fury attempt the mind games that he's doing against Klitschko. And he's doing a lot of them, y'all. He's doing a hell of a lot of them. This motherfucker's going as far as to trying to win every conversation. He is trying his best to dominate every conversation. You know, he's basically trying to give Klitschko a look in the mirror and try to, amplify all Klitschko's faults. How he fought David Haye. The loss to Corey Sanders. Oh, he throws all that shit in Klitschko. And the number one thing that I think gets a rise out of Klitschko, this is the one out of all of them, watching that little face-off style thing that they did, and that was entertaining as shit. Watching that, man, I seen that the main thing that got the rise out of Klitschko, out of all the shit that Tyson Fury was saying, was when he mentioned Klitschko's age. Go back and watch that, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, man. The minute he mentioned Klitschko's age, Klitschko woke up, man. It's like what the fuck? That is the fucking kryptonite right there to fuck with Klitschko. Fuck with his age. And ever since then, and I think also Tyson Fury noticed that shit. He noticed he got a rise out of Klitschko when he mentioned how old he was, how he was knocking on 40. And when he did that shit, he just, ever since in the media, through jabs in the media and everything else, he's been keeping Klitschko's age a topic. That shit funny as fuck. But I'm going to tell you like this. Other than that, man, I don't think much of the mind game is honestly working with Klitschko. He's seen it all before. He's been in there with talkers. You know what I'm saying? He's been dealing with motherfuckers following him around the goddamn world, trying to run up in his press conferences and why he's sitting down eating allegedly. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Shannon Briggs. So the thing is, man, he's a born dude, man, and I understand why Tyson is doing what the fuck he's doing. But I just don't think a lot of those mind games are working with Klitschko. The one I think does hit home the hardest is the age. And that could be honestly a motivating factor for Klitschko if you watch it, because that's the one that gives him the rise, man. Let him keep talking about Klitschko's age. Let him come out. That old motherfucker, what he did was years ago. Man, all that shit he be saying, man, just mention Klitschko's age. That's going to make Klitschko ass flick the fuck off. And maybe that's exactly what Tyson Fury wants. But a lot of people, you can't mention the fact that Tyson Fury is undefeated. That's something that can't come up at all. Because how many undefeated fighters have Klitschko beaten during his reign as the ultimate heavyweight champion these last few years? How many? I think it's like 13, including some of the top fighters of the day, man. He gave them their first losses. It was some of the top heavyweight fighters in today's heavyweight division. He gave them their first losses. Brian Jennings, Pulev, Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin was 26-0 when he faced Klitschko. Pulev was 20-0 when he faced Klitschko. Brian Jennings was 19-0 when he faced Klitschko. And Brian Jennings was supposed to be a very tough fight for Klitschko, if I recall. I mean, so you can't bring up the notion that Tyson Fury is undefeated. You know what I mean? You got to understand, when you're a man who's been in the ring now 67 professional fights, professional times, you've seen every style at this point. You've seen the agile boxers. You've seen the strong guys. You've seen the short. You've seen the tall. I don't think but Tyson Fury is no one nearly as tall as Klitschko. And that's going to be detrimental to Tyson Fury, in my opinion. When I get into the in-ring breakdown, tell you what I'm talking about. But I think Klitschko, man, I'm telling you, he's seen it all before. I love when Tyson Fury says, "I'm agile, I'm this, you've never seen nothing like this." And I will admit, man, it is very impressive to see what Tyson Fury does at his size, how he moves around the ring, how he plays his defense. Though he's not the best fighter on the inside, he does lay his weight on you a lot on the inside. Sometimes he does clutches in the inside, and he does it pretty well. He uses his size. He tries to fight like a little guy. He's very I don't know, standoffish, uses his jab very much good at length. Try to stand off of his opponents, use a lot of agility. And it's impressive to see a dude his size fucking do it. Most boxers that big don't fight the way he fights, man. I don't care what nobody says. So it's entertaining in that aspect. But the chin has been tested, y'all. It's really been tested, and though he's been knocked down, he's never been knocked out. A lot of the shots, especially the shots that Chisora hit him with, and that I believe it was like the 7th, 8th round of the first fight, those blows that Chisora hit him with should have knocked his ass out. But he stood tall. He stayed hurt, but he stood tall and he made it through. But in this particular fight, man, Tyson Fury nor Wladimir Klitschko's size will be the deciding factor in this fight, in my opinion. Now, like I said before, Tyson's Fury, he uses size a lot, especially when he's hurt. Especially when he's hurt. Remember when Steve Cunningham knocked him down in the second round? In order for Tyson Fury to get back into that fight, he went to the 1-2 hold strategy, the type that Wladimir Klitschko uses. And this is why a lot of motherfuckers call Tyson Fury the broke man's Wladimir Klitschko. But the fact is, when Steve Cunningham dropped him in that second round, the way he got back in was through the 1-2 hold and leaning his weight on Steve Cunningham, tiring him down, tussling with him on the inside, putting that big frame on him, staying on the outside, jab, 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 then putting it whenever he got close, grabbed him, put that weight on him. Like I said before, same style as Klitschko. And he did the same thing in the Derek Chisora fight. When Chisora hurt him in that 7th round, he did that for the remainder of the fight, as well as in the second fight. And this is Fury's thing, but that does not going to play a part if he fights Klitschko, because You're not going to be able to. For one, you fighting a fighter who's strong enough to hold your weight up, and he's going to be leaning on you. He's going to be just as heavy because Fury has not fought no one as big as Klitschko. There's a difference now. If Klitschko goes to the body with the power that he has, if he goes to the body early, takes a lot of that agility away from Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is coming in slim as shit for this fight. I commend his conditioning, man. He's slimmed down, but this is the slimmest we've seen him in quite a few fights. He's slimmed down for this fight. He's only 2 pounds under Klitschko on the weight. He's slimmed down for this fight, so he's planning, I guess, to be a lot more agile, hoping that stamina, he can keep that stamina rate up high. But if Klitschko goes to the body early, and I'm talking in combinations, cut the ring off effectively against the big guy, I don't know if the big guy's going to be able to take the power of Klitschko. I think the big guy, Tyson Fury, will fight a good fight for about 6 rounds, seventh round. After the seventh round, it's to me really a big toss-up. But I really do think that Klitschko will eventually walk him down. I just think so. But I mean, like I said before, I know what both fighters bring to the. And the thing with Klitschko, if it does gets into a jab fest, which I think honestly would benefit Tyson Fury the most. If Fury can dig deep and stay moving and stay active and stay as fresh as he possibly can to the end of this fight, his style could honestly beat Klitschko. So if anybody picks Fury to win the fight, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I just don't think he'll be able to hold up, especially if Klitschko goes downstairs early, cuts the ring off effectively early and starts to go downstairs. It's going to be an early night for Tyson Fury, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion. In my opinion. When Tyson Fury does get caught up in the corner, he gets hit. When he gets caught up against the ropes, he gets hit easily. And for a guy like Klitschko, if he corners him, or if he gets him up on the ropes and lands some of them serious punches, I'm telling you, man, it could be an early fucking night. And I don't see Tyson Fury backing up Klitschko too early. I see him more so moving around Klitschko, using a lot of lateral movement, trying to keep Klitschko on his toes. I don't see that. But as far as backing up Klitschko, I don't see happening. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because he will have to take some serious risks and receive punishment in return. Now, if he can grab Klitschko before Klitschko can counter, that'll be very, very, good for Tyson Fury. But I just don't. Later in the fight, when he's tired, man, I just don't see him being able to do it, man. And he must be first. If he has any type of chance in this fight, Tyson Fury must be first. I don't think he should be a counterpuncher in this fight. He should be leading off constantly, leading off and getting out of there as fast as he can. But 12 straight rounds, a man of his size, I'd be impressed to see it, man. I'd be impressed to see it. He's done it before against lower caliber fighters. I ain't saying he hasn't, but not no one nearly of this stature. In my opinion, a lot of people may not agree, but I think him and Deontay Wilder fights very, very similar. They fight very, very similar. Stay on the outside, shoot from the outside. You know what I mean? Try to use a variety of punches, keep a movement in their style. Unlike Klitschko, who's much more flat-footed, he does get in and out, back and forth. But usually the guy is coming to him, and he's giving out the punishment. So I don't know, man, but I think it's going to be entertaining for the first 7 rounds. Klitschko is going to look, it's not going to, I don't think, start to look impressive in this fight until roughly about the 5th or 6th round. I think Tyson Fury will look great for the first 4 to 5 rounds, and eventually, once he starts to slow down, and I think that will be the X factor right there. Like I said, I'm not questioning his stamina. He's looked soft in previous fights, but he looks solid for this fight, y'all. He's taking his conditioning very seriously. Honestly, that postponement by Klitschko may have been a big beneficial thing for Tyson Fury. I'm sorry. I mean, it may have. According to Tyson Fury, it has. It has. So, this should be a big fight. Winner of this fight, hopefully, is on the horizon for Deontay Wilder, the WBC American Heavyweight Champion. I hope there's be no bullshit. I mean, Klitschko cannot look beyond this fight with Fury. But if so, if he does get through Fury successfully, that's almost a pretty much guaranteed fight with Wilder next year. They've already given Wilder some voluntarily tune-up bum. They're going to throw somebody at him. No one of note. We're not going to get a Povetkin fight. You know what I mean? So they're going to keep him busy and hopefully line up at the second half of 2016, the winner of this fight. It could be Tyson Fury, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, I'm not counting Tyson out. I just think it's going to be Wladimir Klitschko. Let's just be clear right now. Wladimir Klitschko, 8th round knockout. But I understand it could go a decision really for Tyson Fury. And I ain't trying to cop out, but my official prediction is honestly Wladimir Klitschko by knockout, 8th round. That is my official prediction. That is I can't believe in the antics, the mind games. I think there's a lot of covering up there. I still think deep down inside that Tyson Fury thinks that this is the biggest. It reminds me the same way of George Grove and Carl Froch. It was the same type of fight. You know what I mean? When we thought George Groves, he did possess certain tools and he had the mouth and he had the attitude, he had the bravado to sell it. But there was just something that was in there that wasn't special enough to get through a guy like Carl Froch. And it's the same way with Tyson Fury. It's the same thing. He's a good, talented guy for a big fighter. But I just think that he doesn't have the special factor to get through a special fighter like Wladimir Klitschko. You see what I'm saying? But I would love to see him remain in the heavyweight division amongst the top. I would love to see him involved in many fights unless he just consistently starts to get his ass whooped. Fights like this, ladies and gentlemen, are big worldwide fights. Worldwide fights outside of America, European, the whole European continent, man, they tune in big for this particular fight. And I'm just going to tell y'all, man, everybody's going to be watching this fight because eventually the winner of this fight will have to face the great American champion. And it's going to be interesting to see how it go down. To the next video, Mainman Mademan. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Mainman511. Facebook, Mainman Mademan Boxing Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I will be uploading my post-fight video immediately after the fight. Tune straight in here, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get it in. To the next video, don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.